What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And now let's get right into the gaming news. Oh, jeez. I will never do that again. I swear I'll never do that again. Now, I don't have a sponsor for this sponsor segment here this week, but I do want to give a shout out to somebody even more important than any sponsor, and that, of course, is viewers like you. Because of you coming back every single week and watching this segment and dropping a like on it and leaving a comment, maybe even having subscribed to the channel, it's because of you that I get to do this every week. And ad revenue is nice and sponsors are nice, but at the end of the day, what I love about this is getting to sit down and talk about video games with somebody who is passionate about it the same way I am. So thank you for having this conversation with me. Thank you for participating, and thank you for providing this for me, because without you, I pretty much have nothing. So let's talk a little bit about the Nintendo Switch and the problem it's having this week. And now that I'm looking at this picture, I realize my shirt pretty much matches that iPad cover, and I did not realize that was going to happen when I put on this shirt. Oops. So the big headline about the Nintendo Switch this week is that they are warping. Nintendo Switches are warping, and it's destroying the Switches. And this all started because a Reddit thread cropped up in which a user showed this picture saying that his Switch had warped, and the reason it had warped is because he'd been using it exclusively in the dock. When he finally undocked it, he realized that the thing was bent. A few other Redditors also shared that they've had a similar experience, showing similar pictures, probably that didn't have matching backgrounds to my shirt. But it does seem to be a problem, even though it's probably not widespread. You have to keep in mind, there are millions of Nintendo Switches out in the wild right now. Many have been used quite a bit. Very, very few of them are bending. I mean, obviously, I've used my Nintendo Switch for hundreds of hours at this point. Does not appear to be warped or switched. But then again, I'm not doing what this guy does. I play it in handheld mode quite a bit. He was playing his exclusively while docked. And that's about the fifth or sixth problem we've seen with this stupid dock. Whether it's scratching now or warping, I genuinely believe that what has happened here is this dock has warped his Switch, because I think this dock is just a cheap piece of crap. I think the unit itself is fine. I just think this is the source of 98% of the Switch's problems. Now, for anyone who's used a Nintendo Switch for a long period of time, you know that this thing can end up running a little hot. It probably runs hot even in docked mode, and if you have a slightly warped dock, this thing is made of plastic, it's probably going to bend eventually. I mean, that just kind of makes sense. The good news is everyone who's reported that their Nintendo Switch is warped has said that it's also working just fine. And the good news is if you contact Nintendo, they will replace a Switch that's proven to be warped anyway. So it's not all bad news. I just wish Nintendo could catch a break here, because it seems like every single week we film an episode, there is another problem with the Nintendo Switch. And I have to say, that sucks, because I love mine. I literally have abandoned my 3DS because I carry this with me everywhere. I've been playing Binding of Isaac on the toilet every time I go. So for those of you who are disappointed with Mass Effect Andromeda, basically everyone, know that they are doing something about it. Patch 1.05 drops this week, and it's going to address a lot of issues with the game, including some of the minor cosmetic stuff and some of the larger game-breaking bugs, even though it really only fixes about a fraction of what's wrong with the game. Bioware also issued a statement that they have been listening to the things that people like about the game, things that people dislike about the game, and that moving forward into the future, they plan to have many more patches fixing a lot of the issues with the game, including, of course, approaching some of the animation issues and some of the facial and body shape issues, which I think is great. One issue in particular stands out to me, though. Bioware also issued an apology about the way this particular character in the game was handled. Now, this is Hanley Abrams. This is a trans character in the Mass Effect universe. She's in a side quest in Mass Effect Andromeda. The problem in question is that Hanley Abrams is kind of ham-fisted the way she's written. If you look at the screenshot here, she says, "Back home I was filling test tubes in some dead-end lab. People knew me as Steven, but that was never who I was," etc. The problem was, as I understand it, that this character did not appeal to people who were trans and did not feel that this character actively, properly represented them in a positive light. And here's my personal opinion, and I will warn you, I have been crucified from both sides for this personal opinion, but I want to express it anyway. I personally feel there is absolutely nothing wrong with putting trans characters into a video game. It's not going to turn me off of the game. It's not going to freak me out. I don't have a problem with it. However, I do have a problem with poorly written trans characters. The problem is, I think if it's a poorly written character that's annoying or frustrating or ham-fisted, this can obviously turn off the kind of people who would otherwise not have a problem with a trans character being in the game. And furthermore, a poorly written trans character can definitely do a disservice to the people that they're there to represent. It can leave the person feeling less comfortable than they would have if they were not represented in the game at all. And look, based on their apology and their statement, I am fairly certain that Bioware did have good intentions here. But this is for all the developers out there. If you are going to write a character from a diverse walk of life, whether it's a big fat person like me, whether it's a person of color, whether it's a transsexual person, whether it's literally anybody, you should consult with a person who's been down that walk of life to look at your copy, look at your character, and determine whether or not it's worth it. You might even want to hire somebody who's been down that path to write the character so that things like this don't happen. Just my opinion. I'm sorry for interjecting into the news, but this is something I really, truly believe in. And to the person who starts the NeoGAF thread bashing me for this opinion, enjoy your hate boner. So rumor has it the Project Scorpio big announcement is going to come tomorrow. There's supposed to be a good amount of information confirming a lot of the rumors that we have floating around. I almost waited a day to film this video so that I could do that, so that I could include this, but maybe that's worth its own standalone video if there's enough news there. But I thought I would take a few guesses as to what to expect in that to see if I could be right. I thought that'd be fun for both of us. So Project Scorpio is rumored to be 4 times as powerful as the Xbox One, a little more than 4 times as powerful. Rumor has said that it could be as much as 10 teraflops. I don't think that's the case. I would expect this to come in right around 7 teraflops. I will eat a hat if it's 10 teraflops because I think that would price it well out of consumer reach. Though based on the things that people have been saying on Twitter, I do expect this to be a very premium console and to be marketed that way. This isn't for everybody. This is not your entry-level Xbox. This is for the person that buys all of the games and gets all of the DLC and is willing to spend extra on the best experience with their Xbox. And that's why I'm expecting this thing to still cost anywhere between, say, $600 to $900. I would be very surprised if it's $500 or less. I suspect just like the Xbox One S, it'll have a 4K output. It will definitely have that HD Blu-ray player in it that the Xbox One S has. Furthermore, I expect for them to target 4K gaming content, though I don't know how well it'll run, but hopefully it'll run well. In fact, there's actually a rumor right now that Witcher 3 developer CD Projekt Red might be working on a 4K version of their game for Project Scorpio. I also suspect that they'll have a launch date of probably late October, early November of 2017. And even though I do know they have plans to make it work with it, I do not suspect that they will mention the HoloLens or their augmented reality headsets at all. I don't think they want to tie that to it because so many people have been shirking virtual reality as it is. I don't think they want to put the time or money investment in it. I don't think the technology is ready yet anyway. Also, just like the PlayStation 4 Pro, I do not suspect that there will be any exclusives that only worked with Project Scorpio, just upgraded versions of existing games and future games that'll have an upgraded version that ships on the same disc, even if it might need a patch. But I really do think this is the thing that's going to put Xbox back on the map. I know a lot of people are a little frustrated with the way Xbox turned out this generation, and I think this is going to have them leapfrog right past the PlayStation 4 Pro, giving a premium experience at home, giving you the 4K experience with a lot of versions of games. And I do think a lot of people that have been waiting to buy Xbox this generation, who may have tied themselves over with PC gaming or tied themselves over with a PlayStation 4, they probably are going to pull the trigger on Project Scorpio, at least the ones that they're hoping to target with this, because obviously they're targeting the big spenders, yours truly. Now, Persona 5 is out soon. A lot of people said, Boogie, you're going to put this on your gameplay channel, or you're going to stream this on Twitch. And the answer is no. Firstly, because I've never really played any of the Persona games, so I really don't know what I'd be getting into. But secondly, because the developers of the game simply do not want me to do that. The developers of the game have straight up said that they do not want you streaming any of the storyline spoilers. They do not want you creating videos of the storyline spoilers. And if you are to do that, you are risking a content ID copyright flag. Not a flag, but a strike. They will remove the video and give your channel a strike. So fair warning to any YouTubers out there who want to play this game, do not play it on YouTube. Now, the developers are willing to let you play anything before 7/7, but anything past that can get you in trouble. And their explanation is fairly reasonable here. This is a story-driven single-player game. Learning huge plot spoilers will definitely ruin the experience for somebody who plans to play the game in the future. And they're also a Japanese company, so they have the notion that this kind of thing is harmful rather than helpful for sales of games. And this gives me an opportunity to remind you how copyright here, when it comes to video games, works on YouTube. Because many people believe that when you play a video game and you record the experience, you are creating an experience not designed by the developer, but an experience designed by the person playing the game. It is a unique experience. The way you got that one headshot, the way you drove that one car, the way you scored that one goal, that is a unique experience for you, by you, and therefore should be protected under copyright. But when it comes to cutscenes, when it comes to story elements, when it comes to the movies inside of games, that is pretty much always going to be identical when you play that game. And because of that, that is a bit of a gray area, one that has never been defined in a court of law. And I'm telling you, I don't think we want Persona 5 to be the game that decides that permanently for us. Now, whereas I personally think, as a YouTuber, that it's absolutely okay to share that kind of thing. And I think the majority of people in the YouTube industry, as well as the gaming industry, agrees this is well within their rights to make this decision, I think. And it's probably in our best interest to let them make that decision and adhere by their wishes. And here's the thing, and a lot of people don't realize this. The tools are already there on YouTube for developers to use if they want to put their foot down on this type of thing. The majority of them don't, because they enjoy the YouTube experience, they enjoy us sharing their games, and they know that at the bottom line, it helps sales. But every once in a while, if a developer is going to make this decision, and they do, it's definitely within our best interest to just back away slowly and let them do what they need to do. The structure of the YouTube partnership program, it's not solid. It's a house of cards. Do you understand? It can all fall apart at any minute. Any fucking minute. Well, that's the gaming news for this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. No sponsor shout out here at the end. So let me say once again, don't forget you can follow me on Twitch and YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and all kinds of places. I'll probably link all of that stuff in the description box below. As usual, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again real soon. It's a lot of fun getting to share this gaming news with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.